Lost Mark.
So you have, yeah, you lost, so you have Frank from Comcast here, and these other two gentlemen, I'm not sure. Mike, are they for ABR issues? You check real quick.
All right, is there any more we want to move up?
Second. That's what I'm getting, yeah. The Comcast franchise.
All right, where is that? That's number 17. Anything else?
Which, Albrecht Drive project, the site plan for Albrecht Drive, 13.
13. Seventeen, 13, anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, welcome to the Village of Lake Bluff Board of Trustees meeting on Monday, February 11, 2019. Could we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Ankman? Here. Trustee Dewart?
Aye. Here.
Trustee Lemieux?
Here.
All right, we stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all. Okay, at this point, we have the consideration of the minutes of the January 28th, 2019 Village Board meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Approval.
Okay,
As amended.
And then Paul
for
will be
the,
second.
yes, for the
Amended, yes.
revised meeting, I'm sorry. Okay. Do I have I had a first
You had a motion and a second?
and a second? Thank you. Any additions, comments to that? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All righty, at this time, we have opportunity for anyone to speak on any item that is not on this evening's agenda. Do we have anyone wishing to do so? All right, not hearing any, we also set the order of the meeting and a suggestion that we move up to the beginning of the meeting, number 17 and number 13. Do I have a motion to do that?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Dewart and a second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Anchorman. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, with that thing, we will move up. Item number 13, excuse me, rather, I think I said 17 first, I'm sorry. An ordinance granting a cable television franchise to Comcast of Illinois. This is a first reading approval. February 23rd, 2009, the Village Board approved Ordinance 2009-7, which granted a non-exclusive cable television franchise to Comcast. The previous franchise agreement had been negotiated over multiple years among Comcast, the Village, and the City of Lake Forest, and draws from a model agreement template negotiated between Comcast and the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus. The term of this agreement was 10 years and is set to expire this month. Comcast has requested that both the city and village renew the franchise agreement under substantially similar terms to those presented in 2009. The City of Lake Forest approved their franchise renewal as presented by Comcast on October 15, 2018. State and federal law constrains the village's option in negotiating franchise agreements. The proposed renewal continues to provide the village a franchise fee of 5% of gross revenues for cable services, but not non-cable services such as internet access, equals to about $115,000 in annual revenue in 2018. Complimentary basic cable service for buildings owned or leased by units of local government, and carriage of the village's public, educational, and governmental access channel. Village attorney is reviewing the agreement and recommends first reading approval pending further discussions with Comcast. did I get a motion on that one? No. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And that was so moved by Mr.
Mr.
Lemieux, and a second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Ankerman. Any comments, questions here?
What is the further discussion, Drew? What will that yield?
It's just some of the back end of the agreement, not business terms,
Okay,
just
okay.
legal
And-
language.
Thank you, Peter. And then Drew and I had, and probably some of you others did as well, to see if the 5% could be negotiated to 20 or something like that, and the answer was no. The one question that I did have was related to the fact that I believe we are now able to collect video in high definition, but it goes out, you know, when it gets to somebody's home, it's in regular.
digital.
Regular. So whether we could change that, and so that led into a conversation about PEG and that sort of thing, so that's gonna maybe be on a finance committee agenda in the future, whether we should be charging PEG in anticipation of spending capital to get the, to get high definition out into people's homes so they can actually see our lovely faces.
I was just going to say, is that what we, I mean, I don't know, is that really,
Surprising
One
amount of
thing-
demand for instant replay on these.
I would, I
Yeah,
would question
right.
anyone's desire to see us in high def.
Even low definition, okay. All right, thank you. Any other comments? All righty, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Frank Duell did come tonight. I think, Frank, it's been probably since the last agreement that you showed up in Village Hall.
Well, thank you for coming. Thank you, everyone. All right, we have item number 13, which is a resolution approving a site plan to add a new overhead door to the building at 950 Albrecht Drive. This is an adoption, which will be a roll call vote. Dock and Door National Contractor is the applicant on behalf of Profile Plastics property owner for alterations which include adding an overhead door to the west side of the building. The door will be brown in color and will be located north of the existing person door. The accessible parking stall will be restriped farther south in front of this person door where an existing loading area is striped today. The Architectural Board of Review considered these exterior changes at their February 5th meeting and voted 5-0 to recommend approval. All right, do I have a a motion, please, to accept?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Dewar, and a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lemieux. Any comments or questions regarding this down here?
Just to the number of members of the board present tonight, it will take.
I got to do a roll call and the president has to vote.
Okay, all right, because of the numbers. All right, that's good to know.
Just a point of clarification. I think it's fairly clear, but I just want to make sure. This is a door that merely provides building access. There's no associated dock or anything else like that with this. Assume, correct?
You're correct.
Okay, that's fine.
Any other? Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Ankman.
Aye.
Trustee Dewar.
Aye.
Trustee Lemieux.
Aye.
President O'Hara.
Aye. All right. So we have passed adoption of the resolution. Thank you all very much. Now we're back to the regular agenda for tonight. And, excuse me, we have warrant report for February 1 through 15, 2019, and January 2019 payroll expenditures. Expenditures of village funds for payment of invoices in the amount of $669,443.50 for February 1 through 15. Expenditures of village funds for payroll in the amount of $429,324.47 for January. Thus, total expenditures were of $798,767.97. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Dewar, and a second.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Ankerman. All right. Any questions or comments regarding the warrant report? Our treasurer is not here tonight with a family issue.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay, roll call, please.
Am I doing all the
You should do all, and Kathy.
And
Yep,
And
same-
me too.
Same procedure.
Okay,
Okay,
same
okay.
procedure? Okay.
Trustee Dewar,
Aye.
Trustee Lemieux,
Aye.
Trustee Inkerman,
Aye.
President O'Hara.
Aye. We have the village administrator's report.
I have no report this evening.
Very nice. Okay, village attorney's report.
I likewise have no report tonight.
Village president's report. I don't either, except to give condolences to our public safety and our public works for, looks like it might be another challenging evening tonight. Is it started already? Okay. But many thanks for everything that has been done so far in the last few weeks. I mean, it's been challenging, but you guys have been great. Thank you very much for that. Okay, we have the consent agenda, which is the acceptance of the correspondence, was on informational reports on January 25th and February 1st. And we also have a resolution reallocating the 2019 Village of Lake Bluff volume cap to the Village of Buffalo Grove, which is the host community of the Lake County Private Activity Board Clearinghouse, and we do this every year. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Lemieux, and second.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Ankerman. Okay, and we will go down now.
Roll call vote,
Oh, that is a roll call vote. Thank you.
same thing.
It is,
Okay.
okay.
Trustee Lemieux,
Aye.
Trustee Inkerman,
Aye.
Trustee Dewar,
Aye.
President O'Hara.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, number 12. Resolution approving a site plan for alterations to sidewalks and landscape adjacent to the golf clubhouse at Blair Park. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Ms. Ankerman, and second by Mr. Lemieux. Lake Bluff Park District recently began interior remodeling to update the golf clubhouse before the opening of the 2019 season. They're also proposing exterior changes, which include the replacement of sidewalks to the front and back of the building to eliminate steps, thereby providing accessibility to the front entrance and ease of delivery to the back entrance. Since the slope of the sidewalks will not exceed 5%, they are not considered ramps, and handrails are not required. The area around the sidewalks will be re-landscaped as shown on the plan. The roof will be re-shingled with the same color shingles as existing. Architectural Board of Review considered these exterior changes at their February 5th meeting and voted 5-0 to recommend approval. Are there any questions or comments regarding this? This is a roll call vote.
Trustee Inkerman. Aye. Trustee Dewar,
Aye.
Trustee Lemieux,
Aye.
President O'Hara.
Aye. Item 14, which is a resolution approving amendments to the Village of Lake Bluff's investment and cash management policy. November 29th, do I have a motion, by the way?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Dewar, and a second.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Ankerman. On November 25th, 2018, following an assessment of village investment opportunities, the Finance Committee recommended a legal review of the village investment and cash management policy to ensure it comports with the State Public Funds Investment Act. The act is set forth and authorized investments for public agencies. In order to be in compliance with the act, the village attorney recommends subsection 2-1-D of the village investment and cash management policy be amended as following. In obligations of corporations organized in the United States with assets exceeding $500 million, if such obligations are rated at the time of purchase at one of the three highest classifications established by at least two standard rating services, which tour not later than from the date of purchase. Such pardon me?
Not later than 3 years from the.
Oh, yes, it's 3 years, I've been adding, I'm sorry. From the date of purchase, such purchases do not exceed 10% of the corporation's outstanding obligations, and no more than 1/3 of the public agency's funds may be invested in short-term obligations of corporations. Any comments or questions regarding this policy?
So just to clarify, this brings us into alignment with the state
Law.
law.
Yep.
Anybody else?
And this is the only area where we were out of whack.
Yes.
Correct.
Good.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Trustee Stewart.
Aye.
Trustee Lemieux.
Aye.
Trustee Inkerman.
Aye.
President O'Hara.
Aye.
On a related note, the Finance Committee discussed this, we had a recommendation to have the attorney do this and go through this. There was a Part B to this conversation was the village was to engage a investment manager for those funds, and that contract, if you remember the terms of that agreement, will be within my authority. And I just wanted to share with you, that contract will be executed in the coming weeks, and I'll keep you updated on that. I just wanted
Thank
to
you.
make sure you knew that.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that's fine.
okay. Consistent with the direction provided at the Finance Committee.
Thank you.
And the village attorney reviewed it before the village administrator is going to sign it.
Yes.
And everybody is in agreement. Kumbaya. Okay, number 15 is a resolution waiving competitive bidding and authorizing a purchase and service agreement with Motorola Solutions for the Starcom Police Radio System. The Village of Lake Bluff is a member of the East Shore Radio Network, a 40-plus-year-old intergovernment consortium operating a 40-year-old VHH radio network with Bannockburn, Deerfield, Highland Park, Highwood, Lake Forest, and Riverwoods. Over the past 2 years, certain member agencies on the south end of the network have experienced radio coverage and transmission issues which have not been able to be corrected despite numerous attempts. The police departments, working with Glenview Consolidated Dispatch, evaluated radio network options, including subscribing to an official statewide public safety radio network called Starcom 21, which is state radio communications for the 21st century. Motorola's Starcom 21 is a digital 700-800 MHz radio system with statewide coverage and roaming for Illinois governmental users with 280-plus sites, 45,000-plus users, and 1,533 agencies using the system today. Built to public safety standards, it achieves economies of scale and promotes interoperability amongst local, state, federal government users. Motorola is under state contract with fixed pricing until 2022 to manage, operate, and staff the Starcom 21 network. Currently, the majority of Lake County police departments, to include Lake County Sheriff, utilize the Starcom 21 police department system. Now that the Highland Park Police Department has migrated to Starcom 21 system and the Lake Forest Police Department is in the process of transitioning, it's recommended that the Lake Bluff Police Department migrate to the Starcom 21 system, purchase 18 radios and ancillary equipment to maintain seamless radio communications with these neighboring departments, and improve communication with the Lake County Sheriff. Motorola offered the village a substantial reduced price, 37% off state bid price, as a member of the Glenview Consolidated Dispatch System, and provided trade-in credit for the village's current Motorola's radios. Monthly costs for the Starcom 21 subscription after the first year are currently $34 per unit, or $7,344 a year, and are expected to be reduced in negotiations with the state of Illinois. As you may recall, for funding for this project, $99,414, with money originally planned for LPR technology purchase, which has been postponed to a future date, was unanimously recommended by the Finance Committee at their November 29th meeting. The police chief, of course, is here if we have any questions regarding this, and I don't believe I did a motion. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Ankerman, and a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Dewart. Now, any comments or questions for the chief, or?
I have a couple quick questions, if you might. Does the subscription cost include maintenance, or that's merely access charges?
It also includes maintenance on it. So consider it as having cable TV. Once you have that subscription, if there's a problem with anything, it becomes Motorola's responsibility to fix that.
Okay.
The only thing we'll be responsible for is the maintenance of our radios, and we have a, I believe, 5-year warranty on the radios that's included in this price.
Okay. And I believe when we spoke in the Finance Committee, we talked about interoperability with the fire department. Has been any change with that?
The fire departments still are not moving to the Starcom system. That's something, because of how they work together with MABUS, would have to be a countywide effort, and at this point, they're not moving in that direction. The radios that the fire department currently uses, that their command staff has, are tri-band radios that are able to pick up both the Starcom network and the traditional VHF network that we're currently operating on, and they are.
All right. Thank you.
Sure. Anything else for the chief? Thank you. All right, roll call.
Trustee Lemieux.
Aye.
Trustee Ankman.
Aye.
Trustee Dewar.
Aye.
President O'Hara.
Aye. Okay. We now have a resolution appointing Walter Michael Hosking, interim village police chief, and approving an interim village police chief agreement. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Mr.
Second.
Stewart, and second by Mr. Lemieux. With Police Chief David Belmonte's retirement rapidly approaching, that will be March 1st, and the recruitment process for a new police chief not anticipated to be completed until mid-May, it is necessary to appoint an interim department manager. Pursuant to Section 1-6F-1, of the Lake Bluff Municipal Code, the village chief of police is appointed by the village president upon recommendation of the village administrator and by with the approval of the Board of Trustees. With over 35 years of exemplary public safety management experiences as the former Director of Public Safety of the Lake Forest Police and Fire Departments, and Deputy Chief of Police for the Village of Lake Bluff, Walter Michael Hoskins is recommended for the appointment of Village Police Chief on an interim basis by Village President O'Hara and Village Administrator Irvin for a term beginning on February 27, 2019, and ending May 31st, 2019. Do I have a motion?
You have a motion.
I already
second.
did that. Okay, thank you so much. Comments, questions?
Welcome back.
Yes. I didn't know his first name was Walter. Okay, all right. Anything else? Again, we will be very sorry to see you go, Chief. Wonderful experience here. Thank you. Okay, roll call vote.
There we go. Trustee Ankman.
Aye.
Trustee Dewar.
Aye.
Trustee Lemieux.
Aye.
President O'Hara.
All right, thank you. All right. At this point, we have trustees' report. Trustees have anything they would like to report, comment upon tonight?
I'd like to join the village president, and I see that Jake is gone. But our village crew has just done an exemplary job. And it's much in contrast with neighboring areas of responsibility. We look pretty doggone good, and the streets are well taken care of, and it's been a trying circumstance. But when you 4 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night, when you see the trucks going by and the yellow flashing light, it's assuring to know that our guys are out there and taking care of the community. And I know it makes it easier for our public safety officers and our fire department to know that they can safely move around the village as well.
I'll certainly pass it on to Jake.
Yeah.
Please. All right, with that, I have a motion to go into executive session, discuss personnel.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Lemieux, and a second.
Second.
Thank you, a big choice here, okay, thank you, Seckerman. All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call, I'm so
Okay.
sorry, roll call.
Trustee Dewar.
Aye.
Trustee Lemieux.
Aye.
Trustee Ankman.
Aye.
President O'Hara.
Aye, okay, thank you.